So there are occasions when an invoice is overdue or the due date on the invoice has been exceeded and the client has not completed payment. So in those cases where you want to apply default fees or default charges to those invoices, here is how you go about it. And you start by going to the sales module. So from the sales module, you pick uh, the list invoices page to locate that particular invoice, list invoice. Then you want to locate that particular invoice that is overdue. So let's say we can display such parameters and then okay, so we want to locate that invoice that is overdue, so we can apply a default charge to that invoice. So let's say this particular invoice that is let's look for one that is partially paid. Let's say this, like this is overdue 2021-03-16. We can view the invoice. So once you view the invoice, then you go to the action button at the top right of that invoice. When you click on it, you're going to see apply default. Apply default. So then we apply default here. So default charge type, is it percentage? If it's percentage, maybe we want to say, okay, 10% of the invoice amount. Then we enter 10 here. If we want to say amount, okay, we are applying 15,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 to the invoice. But then let's say percentage, then default charge description, let's say default charge for exceeding due date agreed. Let's say invoice due date agreed. Then we click to apply the default. So now it's been applied successfully. So what we applied was 10% of the invoice amount. So we can see here that we applied default charge for which we applied 300,000, which is the 10% of the balance due. The balance due was 300,000, was 3 million rather. So we applied 10% of that 3 million, which equals to 300,000. So this is how to go about applying default to an invoice. So when payment is being added, let's go to add payment. So you're still going to see a line for that newly applied default charge. You can see that line, default charge for exceeding invoice due date, which we added. So payment will be added here. So this has already gone to increase your account receivables. That's one, that's increased your account receivables. And when payment is added, it goes to default charge collection account, you get, which forms part of your sales account. So this is how to go about it. Thank you.